Well, hello everybody. Here we are at Jeep Central, and I'm gonna do a little bit of just checking fluids and tire pressures and do some greasing on the two-door here. Here, let me just turn this off here. You can hear me better. And yeah, grease the drive line and check to make sure the all the fluids are right. Grab this. Yeah, there we go. You can see that down there, but yeah. Just make sure everything's okay up here. I did the brakes. Coolant's good, fluid. Let's do a general check over because it's going to be coming out of hibernation pretty soon, like probably today. And so there's the grease gun. There, go under and grease all the grease here. There's a grease nipple there. Grease nipples on the control arms, and you can see down the front drive shaft and the slip joint. Right there's grease nipples on that, and the slip joint. I think the grease nipples on right now is it turned on the other side. Where is it? Yeah, it's right there. It's right there. And you can see there's a grease nipple right there, and on the other side, up and down, and make sure the bolts are all tight, which, I'm pretty sure that they are, but yep, and that's kind of looking up. I replaced the belt. I should actually have this GoPro 13's got a light I can mount to. I replaced the belt and that tensioner right there, because that was wore out, and I actually threw the belt on it last year. Lucky I was close to home. When I got home, and there's grease nipples on the sway bar disconnects. Yeah, they're all over the place. Check these. So basically, that's what I'm doing today, and then I gotta get set up for get out of here. That's pretty tight. I gotta put some oil in this gearbox here. See, it's empty. There's a small leak. I have a project to do for a buddy. Machining some parts for his motorcycle swing arm and the suspension. So I'm going to be doing that. But and I see this is still on the battery tender. Still on the battery tender. And yep. So, well, it said to shut off because of lack of battery, yet it says 96% on the battery. So I switched over to the handle, which is a battery, and it was up to full snuff. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. And then, like I said, I got to machine some parts up, and I'm not sure. I got to get the metal together and do that. So anyway, that's what's going on today. Of course, the GoPro shutting off for, I don't understand that, why it said it had 96% battery and yet it still shut off, but that's how it goes. So I better get to greasing. Anyhow, Wild Bill out for now. Well, I was under there, and the grease nipples aren't, some of them aren't facing the right direction on the drive shaft, so I need to get in, start it, and move it. But I literally have not started this Jeep since probably sometime in October, maybe towards the end of October. So there's a little trick to doing this, because what happens is on the 3.6s, the oil drains back from the top end, and it'll be a dry start, and it'll start up and go knock, 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 and then smooth out, because at first it's running, there's no oil up there. So what you do is you get in the vehicle, you get in the Jeep. This is the 3.6 Pentastar. Let me turn this light on. Oh, I guess I better unlock it. See, I haven't, this is real-time stuff here. Yeah. Maybe because I have the hood open, it won't unlock. There we go. See, it took a while for it to wake up. So what you do is, as you can see, no gas, brake. You get in. Hopefully she'll start with the hood open. It should. So if I can turn this up one notch brighter. Yeah. So what you do is, you put your foot on the brake firmly and gas to the floor, and you turn it over, and it won't start. You turn it over to get the oil up top. Just like that. Then shut it off. You start it, it should be a smooth start. Yeah, see, no clatter. And that's how, turn this light off a little bit. Turn it off. So there you go. It's started with no clatter. So that's on a 3.6, how you get it to oil to get up to the top. If it's been sitting like this has been for months, all winter. It's the first time, and it's April 27th. April 27th, and like I said, it was October when I put this away. So probably towards the end of October, because we had a nice fall. But that's it. That's how you do it. And I just want to move this around now and get the grease nipples in the right spot so I can grease it. I'm gonna have to take the rear drive shaft down to get at the center. It's got a double U-joint there, double cardan U-joint, so it's got a center bearing that I should probably grease. So anyway, that's what's going on so far. So I got her all done now up for my first drive in the two-door. Really nice. Torqued everything. I checked, made sure all the suspension components were tight, greased everything under there that could be greased. And yeah, so I didn't need much. I mean, I did a lot of the stuff in the fall and I put it away, but that is a key thing on the 3.6. If you store it or let it sit for a long period of time, is to put your foot on the brake, to press it hard, gas to the floor, turn it over like you saw me do, and that'll pump oil up to the top end. Because if you don't, for a few seconds, it makes one heck of a rattle, because it's dry. You're dry starting it. So when you just turn it over with the starter motor, you're pumping oil up to the top end, and as you heard, I started it and it was totally normal. If I hadn't, it would have went and then it would have went away, and man, that's not good. That is not good for the top end. There's a nice Corvette, new Corvette. Wow. Anyway, so that's it. Just driving along. First day out in the two-door. Just went to the grocery store. Out for a little drive. Not much of an exciting video, I admit, but it's what I did today in April, late in April. So just cruising along. I've got this, it's set up to hold weight, the two-door, so I like to run those tires at, I got them there, I put them over 30 pounds. I like to run them at 30 with no weight because she's a bit of a rough, bouncy ride with the suspension I have in it. I've got it loaded for overlanding, camping. It rides perfect, nice and smooth because it's got the weight in it. But I like it. I like a truck ride, you know, body on frame, solid axle. You know, you're driving something instead of, you know, you're driving a pillow or something. To other vehicles. But anyway, yeah. So that's kind of it for that. You can see there's the buds are out on the trees a little bit, but a lot of them are, you know, in their early stages because we had such a cold spring, and it still had a couple of nice days, but still pretty cool. Anyway, Wild Bill from the two-door, out for my first drive. Like, subscribe, and share. Out.